Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Saturday, October 23, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Chicago Bears vs Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chicago is averaging 16.3 points per game. They are throwing for 117.2 yards and rushing for 129 yards per game. Justin Fields completed 16 of 27 passes for 174 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Khalil Herbert had 97 rushing yards and 1 touchdown, while Allen Robinson too had 4 catches for 53 yards. Chicago has done a better job defensively, giving up 20.7 points per game. They gave up 24 points in their last game and will need to play better if they want to win this game. Tampa Bay is averaging 32.5 points per game. They are averaging 350.7 passing yards and 85.3 rushing yards per game. Tom Brady completed 34 of 42 passes for 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the win over the Eagles. Leonard Fournette had 81 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Antonio Brown had 9 catches for 93 yards and 1 touchdown. Tampa Bay hasn't been as good defensively, giving up 24 points per game. They gave up 22 points in their last game and will need another solid defensive effort if they want to get the win. Our first betting advice is to pick Bucks, minus 12.5. Defensively, Tampa Bay looks a far cry from the team that dominated the Chiefs en route to the Super Bowl. Injuries are a big reason why they only find themselves ranked 17th in the league in points allowed per game. They continue to force turnovers, but the pass rush has regressed since last year, with them only ranked 20th in the league now in sacks per game. Devin White remains the team's leader, with 41 tackles, while Shaq Barrett has been a monster on his own, getting to the quarterback, with 4.5 sacks. If both of those two get some help, this defense can very quickly look like one of the best in the league. Our second betting advice is to pick over 47. Philadelphia Eagles vs Las Vegas Raiders. The Eagles' offense is stuck in the mud and ranks in the lower half of offenses in the league. The Eagles' defense is good, ranking 11th in the league and only surrendering 25 points per contest. But when they have faced high-powered offenses, they have been gashed. In the last 3 losses, the Eagles' defense gave 105 points and nearly 1,300 yards of total offense combined to the Cowboys, Chiefs, and Buccaneers. The Eagles decided to part ways with one of their brighter offensive stars, trading tight end Zach Ertz to the Arizona Cardinals for a serviceable cornerback and a 5th-round draft pick. Drake would add another score on the ground, and Jacobs almost scored but tripped over one of his linemen on a screen pass that went for more than 30 yards. Derek Carr is the second-best QB in the NFL right now, ranked only behind Tom Brady. The Raiders' D harassed Broncos QB Teddy Bridgewater, forcing him into an uncharacteristic 4 turnovers and sacking him 5 times. The Raiders' defense is ranked 14th in the NFL and gives up 24 PPG. Oddly, in the game against Denver, Vegas only needed 25 minutes of possession to score all their points and ran 52 plays to the Broncos' 77. Our first betting advice is to pick Raiders minus 3. Las Vegas has managed a solid offense so far, with an average of 24.5 points and 385.1 yards per game, despite playing some tough opposing defenses in the early going. After putting up some of the worst offensive numbers in the NFL last year, the Raiders are closer to average this season, with 24 points and 353.3 yards per contest allowed. Carr has generally played well, completing 149 of 232 passes for 1,946 yards, 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Jacobs has managed just 175 yards on 54 carries while dealing with injuries, although he has scored 4 times, while Ruggs 3 is having a breakout campaign with 20 receptions for 445 yards and 2 touchdowns. Crosby could be headed for an all-pro season with 16 tackles, including 4 for a loss, 5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and a whopping 18 quarterback hits already. The Eagles will get a boost this weekend, as star right tackle Lane Johnson is set to return after missing time due to a personal matter. Tight end Dallas Goedert missed practice on Thursday after being activated from the COVID list, but is expected to be in the lineup Sunday. Long snapper Rick Lovato is questionable with a hamstring injury. A couple of stars are on injured reserve for the Eagles, with defensive end Brandon Graham, Achilles, and guard Brandon Brooks, pectoral, both sidelined. Our second betting advice is to pick under 49. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Indianapolis Colts vs San Francisco 49ers. Turnovers have played a big part in the Colts' success over the last several years, and that hasn't changed this season. Indy's +7 turnover differential is tied for number 3 in the league, trailing only Buffalo and Arizona. The Colts also have the league's third longest active streak of consecutive games with a takeaway, 7, and 2-time All-Pro linebacker Darius Leonard has 4 straight games with a takeaway. This is a huge game, as falling to 2-5 would be devastating for their playoff hopes. Garoppolo will step back in at starting quarterback for the Niners after missing 1 game before the bye with an injured right calf. Lance ended up with a sprained left knee in the game against the Cardinals and will likely miss this week. Garoppolo was able to get healthy and should be back commanding center for a solid 49ers offense that desperately needs his veteran presence. Our first betting advice is to pick Indianapolis Colts +4. The 49ers defense is above average. They limited a strong Cardinals offense to only 304 total yards last time out. The pass defense has especially been a strength, coming in at 7th in the NFL, while the rush defense stands at 18th. San Francisco is scoring an average of 23.4 points, landing them 17th in the league. The defense is limiting foes to 23.8 points, positioning them 15th overall. Carson Wentz is performing well in his first season with the Colts. The 28-year-old registered over 400 passing yards in the loss to the Ravens and isn't making very many mistakes. Wentz has collected 1545 passing yards accompanied by a 9-1 TD to int ratio. Indy features a strong running game led by Jonathan Taylor. The 22-year-old RB has eclipsed 100 rushing yards in 2 out of his last 3 games and is up to 472 rushing yards on the year. Hilton made his season debut last week and was stellar, recording 80 receiving yards. Michael Pittman Jr. leads the team with 403 yards. Hilton did not practice on Thursday and is questionable. The Colts offense has recovered from an uninspiring start, scoring at least 25 points in 3 straight clashes. Our second betting advice is to pick over 44.